It is playoff time. Hi again, everybody, as we continue with Coach's Corner. Playoff time for the John Tyler Lions in Cujo starts Saturday at 2 o'clock at Longview's Lobo Stadium against the Texas High Tigers. Familiar location, familiar team, and Coach Rickland Holmes is with us, and a familiar spot to be in. The playoffs are always a fun time at JT, aren't they?
Oh, most definitely. Anytime you get to play in the postseason, and especially coming off a district campaign like we just came off of, going 7-0 and winning the district championship, to see where this team is right now and where they came from, it goes and it shows exactly, the way a season is supposed to go. You're supposed to get better as the season goes. And with the young team that we started out with, they had to learn how to play football. They had to learn, what it takes to win games. They had to learn what it takes to prepare to win games. And that's what, going through this whole process, this 10-game stretch that we done been through, is put in place to keep them going in the direction that they need to be going in. And as a coach and as a coaching staff, we got to make sure that we continue to do things the way that we know that it's supposed to be done and not deviate from that. So I'm proud of my coaches. I'm proud of my kids. Just to show what they've done right now and looking back on what they did in the past, you got to pat them on the back. You got to let them know this is what football is all about.
Yeah, they took it on the chin a couple of times early on, learned against Plano, lost and learned later against Robert E. Lee, lost and learned later. Who was the other team you guys played? Longview, of course, the Lobos. Learned something in each one of those games. You can never take this for granted either. You're in the playoffs. There are a lot of teams that aren't in the playoffs that love to be there, so you can't take this for granted, can you?
That's right. And, I wrote on the board for them for this first week. I wrote on the board, I said 1 of 64, because that's what we are. And going into this week game, getting ready for Texas High, we must be accountable for each other. And being accountable for each other is what's going to pull us through practice and help us get better. Being accountable for each other is what we're going to need when we go out there against Texas High at Longview on Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Now, a lot of schools are just happy to be in the playoffs. You guys have been banging on that state championship door. You got to the semifinals last year, I think quarterfinals 2 years ago, yes, maybe, and then the year before that, semis. Anyway, it's been you've had these deep runs. That's just not good enough at JT.
That's not good enough. That's not what we're built for. That's not the tradition that has been set in place for us. We feel like we're a championship school. And championship schools go out and they do championship things. And, for 7 weeks, we've been a championship football team. Going out there, winning the district championship, taking care of our business. But now we're in the third season. And now this is the season where, and you got to understand that if you don't do things right now in practice, not just the game, but in practice, there won't be another week.
And Texas High, we'll get, maybe more into Texas High in a bit, but you beat them last year in the first round, 58-23, so I'm sure they remember that.
Oh, they.
But they had a good year themselves.
They did. Coach Norton doing a great job with these kids, getting them prepared every week to go into competition games and to win and to compete. And I think, with the success that they had in their district, going against Longview, going against a much improved Marshall team, that type of competition right there sets them up to be successful in the postseason, so as us getting ready for Texas High, we got to understand that we're going against a very good opponent, and we can't take them lightly.
They beat Marshall. Marshall beat Longview. Longview beat Texas High, so they had a three-way tie for their district championship.
Most definitely, and that just shows how strong District 15-5A is.
Right.
I believe District 16-5A is just as strong, as you can see with the amount of competition that we've been going through for the past 7 weeks.
Well, to get your undefeated, oh, by the way, we haven't even talked about, but congratulations on being an undefeated district champion.
Oh, most definitely, and not just with the varsity team. You got to give shout out and kudos out to the freshman team. Both freshman teams went undefeated, won a district championship.
Okay.
And then the JV team, with their one loss on the season, put them in a position to be district championships. So, we had a 16-5A district championship sweep.
A sweep. Wow, did they lose it? Did the JV lose a district game at all?
They lost one district game, and that was to White House.
Okay, so other than that, all four teams went whatever and won, right?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Makes you feel good as a coach,
Makes
doesn't
you feel
it?
good as a coach, and to see what you have coming back in your program. You know, for them to compete at the level that they've been competing at for the past several weeks, and to accomplish that goal of winning the district championship, that not only means a lot to the kids, but it means a lot to the program.
And to do that, you had to go on the road Friday night at NAC and win 28-16. Before we see the video a little bit later, just tell me about that football game.
With the fast start, the strong start that we had offensively, you gotta see how explosive we are. And what we gotta do is just gotta be more consistent at it. But then on the defense side of the ball, it goes back to, hard, gritty football. Being able to stop a very good run of attack by Nacogdoches and being able to contain their quarterback and their passing attack was a big accomplishment for our defense.
Now, again, you wanted to run the district, but the game was not must win for you to get in the playoffs, but it was must win. They had everything on the line.
Yes, they did.
Friday night at their stadium, and you still beat them. How'd you do it?
Took care of the ball. Made sure that we made the plays that we need to make on offense to put points on the board. And then defensively, those kids just had to be more resilient in that offense.
Is there a better player in East Texas right now than Bryson Smith?
At the quarterback position, I don't think there's one better in the state right now.
Yeah.
The kid is much more improved than he was from week one, and he's steady getting better. And that's only because of the work that he puts in and then the guys that's surrounding him. His offensive line is getting better. His running back is getting better. His skill guys at the perimeter, they're getting better. And with all those guys, all those facets put together, that's why you see him making the plays that he's starting to make that he didn't make in the beginning of the season. But that comes with the team maturity level, growing, getting better, practicing better. Stop making excuses for themselves and get out there and do what they need to do.
By the way, the other teams from the district that made it, Ennis, of course, made it. Let's see, Ennis made it. Whom overlooked? Lufkin, obviously Lufkin.
And then Lindale.
And Lindale. How about Lindale?
Most definitely. Big kudos out to Lindale, man. It's just something that they've been working at for the past several years, and the kids are finally seeing the hard work that they have put in come to a head.
I think Lindale they might beat somebody in the playoffs.
They
could. Not a bad football team.
They're not a bad football team. They're a good football team. And as you see, when they played us earlier during the season, they gave us everything that they could give.
All right, and this will be fun. I don't know if you're going out there Friday night, but at our stadium, Lufkin and Longview are going to hook up. Now you guys play Saturday.
I'm going to peek my head in there.
You're going to go out
check
there?
That game out. Yes.
What do you think about that matchup? That's at Trinity Mother Francis. But just to plug, Lufkin and Longview play at Trinity Mother Francis Rose Stadium on Friday night in a bi-district ball game. I think that's a heck of a matchup.
Yeah, especially since it's their second time playing each other.
You've played them both.
Yeah, I played both of them, but they've also played each other earlier this year. Yeah. So to come back in the playoff with a little bit more on the line, it's going to be interesting to see how that game goes.
So even though you got a game the next day, you're going to sneak out there Friday night and watch the game?
Watch them play.
Stay in the end zone, kind of out the way.
Yeah, out the way, and enjoy the game like a fan.
All right, so that's you participate in the playoffs as a player. You've done it as a coach now. What are the Texas high school football playoffs like? What does it feel like to be out there?
It's fun. It's gratifying. It's humbling. Mm-hmm. It's an experience that I think every young man needs to go through. I believe that, if you do everything that you're supposed to do in your high school career, on your first year on varsity or your second year on varsity, you put yourself in a position to make history. And that's what the playoffs is about. The playoffs is about making history. Not only throughout the Texas football ranks, but for your individual school. And I think every young man should experience that to understand the importance of doing things right and getting something out of it.
Yeah, it's a really a cool time, and it's been fun to be. I still remember, even though it didn't turn out like we wanted, but the semifinal game against Denton Guyer 3 years ago, I think it was.
3 years ago.
Greg Ward against Gerard Hurd.
Great game.
That was a great
exciting
football game. You guys recovered 3 onside kicks. It was kind of like Plano East in reverse back in '94. And you come back to win, and then they wound up getting you right at the very end. But that was an unbelievable game.
Yep.
Had you won that game, you win the state championship.
Most definitely, just like they went and they won the state championship that next week. So games like that you look forward to.
Yeah.
And they're going to happen because in the playoff everybody's good.
That was a great. Anyway, that's just one of many. I mean, there's so many. You could do a whole show on just playoff memories. But what's by the way, your favorite playoff memory? Something that maybe it's a game you played in. Is there anything?
My
in
senior
particular?
year, going against Flower Mound Marcus.
Okay.
And knowing, that we had a legitimate shot at winning that game and going to a state championship.
Was that a semifinal or quarterfinal?
That was our semifinal game.
The
my
semifinal
senior year.
game. Okay.
And to go out there and to perform the way that we performed and not win it, it leaves a little bad taste in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that it's a reason why I came back to John Tyler.
Really?
And I think that reason for me coming back to John Tyler is to try to erase that memory that I had from my senior year.
Really? So that, okay. And didn't Marcus, they went on and they lost in the state championship.
They won it.
Did they win it? Okay, they won it.
Yeah.
So you always feel like if you'd won that ball game, you would have won a state
We
championship.
won a state championship. We had a great team that year. We had a great team.
Was that Mickey Jones? Was he?
No, he was gone. That was my senior year.
Okay, who was playing quarterback?
Charles Bell was our quarterback.
Okay, all right,
that year.
okay.
Yeah.
And you were running back DB, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We had some guys on that team that could really play.
Oh, yeah.
And guys that went on, like Terrence Robinson, he went to Oklahoma State with me. Sean Wynn that went on and played at LSU.
Yeah.
Our defense was stout that year, and our offense was very, very productive. We had a stable of running backs. I think our star running back then was Torrey McMillan. But I look at kids now, and I look at the guys that I played with back then. The biggest difference between kids now and the kids like us, when we was playing there, I think kids now are way more developed than we were.
Yeah.
But it's the intangibles that they're missing. And I think more of that has to do with the hustle and the grind of getting ready for that game that builds that heart inside of you to never give up and never quit.
What did you learn from Alan? Alan Wilson was your coach. What did he teach you about coaching now? Did you ever talk to him before you go into the playoffs?
Consistency. Consistency was the main thing I learned from Coach Alan Wilson. Being a player up under him, and now being a coach at my alma mater, sitting in that same chair, blowing that basically the same whistle like he blows.
Same office, I know that. Yeah.
And just understanding, the grind and the preparation that went into every game that we played in on the other side as a coach.
Even though he ran a different offense, the principles are pretty much the same, right?
Yeah, pretty much the same. You can change it. You can put people in different positions.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, football has to be played.
Block, tackle, run, catch.
That's it.
Same stuff,
It
right?
still has the basic same components.
Yeah, okay. Let's roll the tape. Because we sit here and talk about this stuff all day long. Let's roll the tape on the 28-16 win over the NAC Dragons this past Friday night. The game played at Dragon Stadium in Nacogdoches. They got a new turf field, too, don't
Man,
they?
it was beautiful out there, too. New turf, new track. Facilities look amazing.
That's a great picture, too.
Yeah.
You're in the white here, obviously. On the road.
Thanks to our new high-definition cameras that we got now, it shows up a little better. This is a great run by James Allen, which is a senior playing in the backfield for us. And the more productive he is on the field, the better we are as a team.
Yeah. James has been one of those kids, just little by little, he's sort of assumed that running back role.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. And he's starting to understand what real running backs go through, because on Monday, he's a very sore individual, and he has to try to take care of his body the best way he can.
And he's getting a little pressure at home, too. He's got a dad and an older brother that both played for JT.
So it's in his blood to be a John Tyler Lion. It's in his blood.
I hear you. All right, now
It's going to be a great ball right here to Damien from Bryson. He got behind the defender and
that's
made
a pretty
great
ball
play
right there, wasn't it?
Laid it out there perfect for him.
Yeah. Had time to set his feet, did everything you teach him to do, right?
That's right. You can't let a guy like that get behind you.
Mm-hmm. Now, is this the pass to
It's going to be a pass right here to Pierre for a touchdown.
I didn't know Pierre could actually catch the ball, too.
He got some soft hands, man, to be coming out the backfield.
I'll have to speak to him about that this week.
Yeah.
All right.
They put somebody on the tight end, but they didn't put nobody up here, so I guess they thought he wasn't a threat.
I guess.
Until he
I tell you,
scored
that
the
kid can
touchdown.
play. He might be able to play quarterback and get it done a little bit
But
for
he
him.
plays a little quarterback for us.
Yeah,
now.
on a Wildcat formation.
Yeah,
Now, who's
he
this?
This is James
This is
coming out the
James?
backfield,
Okay.
catching a pass and making some people miss and getting downfield.
All right. Again, James Allen's a senior, and he's kind of one of those guys that waited his turn, didn't
Waited
he?
his turn, went through the ranks, stayed patient, kept working hard. And now he's been real productive for us on the football field.
Your wide receiver made a good decision on the edge out there. He didn't.
Yeah, that's
look
Tay
at block.
Mosley.
Yeah.
Tay Mosley. Tay is probably one of the most athletic guys that we got on the team besides our quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Great pass right here to a sophomore, Michael Washington Givens. I told him right there he should have laid out and gotten that end zone on that one. But a great route by him, little combination wheel route, wide open. Just a busted play by the defense.
I guess he was kind of tied rope in the sideline, lost his balance a little bit there. Trying to keep his balance, not lost it, but trying to keep his balance. Now here's Bryson, touchdown, right?
Yeah, good easy run for him.
That was a great read on his part too,
Yep.
was it not?
Yeah, you know, Bryson has eyes that, you know, you have to commend him on because he's done trained them to look and notice certain things. So that
All right,
was
now
an
some
easy read
defense.
for him now. Great job right here, collapsing to the ball.
That's
was
Trey Allison,
Trey
right?
Allison.
Who was the running back at the beginning of the year, still plays at
Still
some.
plays running back. He
But
still
James's
plays.
development has allowed him to be a full-time middle
Full-time linebacker,
Yeah.
and he is turned into a real Mike linebacker.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's a great play right here by him. Getting up, noticing, understanding that he had to get back in pass coverage, gets his hands up and knocks the ball down.
Yeah, good job.
Very athletic kid, big, strong, fast. We got to put we're gonna put a little bit more weight on him this offseason.
Good effort up top. That's got to be Pierre Braylon there, right?
Yeah, inside guys take care of this one right here. That was a good job by Pierre.
Yeah, that's Pierre.
Getting
Okay.
penetration and staying in his lane. It's gonna be a good punt return right here.
Dun,
By
dun.
done.
Mm-hmm.
Good blocking right here by guys, being smart, and getting those positive yardage out of that deal.
Dun-Dun's a kid. Did he play as a freshman or has it been just
He plays as a sophomore.
Sophomore, yeah. But it seems like he's been
Seems like he's been in the
punts-
program
Yeah, for about
forever.
10 years.
Feel
I've
like
known
you're
the young
always
man
talking
since he was in
about it.
middle school, so I mean
Yeah.
I've known him for a while. But it seems like he's been playing for you for about 8 years.
Yeah.
Which is good. That's great. He was good enough to play as a sophomore and you got some 10th graders are going to be saying
Yeah.
the same thing
Yeah,
2
be
years from
coming
now about
back.
some of these sophomores. Here's Bryson.
Tuck it and go.
Yeah.
You know, if you see that crease, go on and hit it. Let's get these yards, get out of bounds,
Boy, you had a good crowd there. Looks like too.
set
the
it
other
back
night.
up. Yeah, it was a nice crowd there.
Yeah, from
you
Tyler.
know, nice crowd. You know, it was senior night for Nacogdoches, so they was trying to send their seniors out on a good note. This is a
Damian
bomb
Miller.
play right here to Damian Miller down the middle of the field. Bryson saw him, put it out there, and got him in stride.
Watch
It's
when
a good
Damian
ball.
catches the ball here. He covers the ground, big old long strides. He covers a lot of ground pretty rapidly,
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
he?
Big long stride.
Yeah.
Picks up speed. Good play right here by Tobias Marshall. He's a sophomore defensive end for us. Looking to see more plays out of him as this year continues, and then years after that, seasons after that.
I was going to say he's pretty good now. By the
Yeah.
time he's done, he's going to be really, really good, right?
That's the plan. It's about development. It's a good job right here, putting pressure on the guys. Pierre and Bryson put pressure on them, and then we get a pretty good return out of this by Dun-Dun. as
Now,
you
did
see.
Dun pick that ball up on the bounce?
Yes. Man,
Do you like him doing that?
You know, I'd rather for him to catch it before it hits the ground.
Right.
And I always get on to him about that, you know, as we go through this whole deal. But he made a good decision to go on and get it and make some stuff happen. And he done a great job making some guys miss
Oh, he can do that.
and getting some positive yardage out of that deal. Good job by the defense right here. Trey and Pierre combining on this tackle.
See some more D here.
Yeah, defensive, we playing pretty solid right now. It's a good job by Greg Guerrero and Pierre flushing the quarterback out and getting this sack.
Guerrero's another 10th grader.
Another sophomore. And, you know, you look at all these young guys we got playing, man, and you see how much better they have become since the beginning of the season.
Got a punt block there.
Yeah, got his hand on. This was Bryson Gibson. Got a little hand on the ball. think he got a fingertip on it.
I'm watching. He was almost offsides. He got so close there. Watch. I mean, that's pretty quick.
Yeah. Now the one that you talking about got quick out of the ball was Pierre.
Was that Pierre?
He
wasn't offsides though, was he?
No, he wasn't outside. He wasn't outside. But I tell you what, he caught the snap on time.
I'm telling you though, he timed it perfectly. That's either offsides or he just timed it perfectly.
He timed it
That's
perfect
great.
on that one. It's gonna be a look.
Now, what in the world is that?
Pull and pitch.
Is that a design play or just
That's a
him
design
improvising?
play.
Is it
That's
really?
a design
Okay.
play.
What's it called?
I call it pull and pitch.
Okay.
That's what he done. He pulled it and he pitched it. He read the zone.
And that's a pass, right? That's not a running play,
That would
right?
be a pass.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Get it out to the edge and let your playmaker make a play. Great run right here by Bryson. Getting that positive yardage out of it. We thought it was a touchdown because he rolled on top of the guy, but the rest had already blew him down.
I think James Allen winds up getting a touchdown out of this, doesn't he?
I think he does.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
job
down to the
sticking his
3.
foot in the ground and getting upfield.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. He was actually rolled on top of the
Yeah.
guy. But that's okay because here's James Allen.
comes James,
and
gets to
that'll
the end
work
zone,
just as good.
touchdown.
Okay, all right. James Allen. So you're up 28-0 at this point in the ballgame, right?
We're rolling, being productive, making some plays happen, driving, being consistent. Offensive line was playing well. It's a great ball right here to Jentavious Mosley. Another, I can say he's second best athlete on the field, if not the number one. He's got it, been starting at corner for us all year.
Real quiet young man too,
Yeah.
isn't he? Doesn't say much.
Doesn't say much, but you know, with his play on the field, it's talking
that's
real
talking
loud.
Talk about your cornerbacks. I mean, they're playing. That's about as tight a bump and run coverage as you can play, isn't it?
Oh yeah. The kids are very aggressive and physical. You got Buster, Tay, Duke, and then you got Nick Thompson. Those are the 4 guys that rotate in and play corner for us.
James Allen again.
Great run right here. This is tough. This is a tough, good run for him. You know, he runs through some tackles here, keeps his feet moving. That's what you want to see out of your running back. You don't want to see that first contact
Right.
get him down.
A little downfield blocking working
Yep.
there too.
Great job right here, made by the corner. This is Duke right here, Kadarian Johnson. Getting off the block. I don't like the way he went inside the block, but at least he replaced himself and got back
Right.
to the position where he needed to be.
Yeah. So 28-16 was the final score. The Lions go 7-3 on the season, but more importantly, an undefeated district championship in 16-5A. And again, you can't take that for granted. I mean,
Can't
that's
take it for granted. It's hard to do.
that's hard to do.
Hard to do.
Good enough district. That's not the easiest thing. And
Yeah.
you were challenged a few times
Oh,
too. Pretty
we
good
challenged
team.
every week. Every week we were challenged in District 16 5A because our district is strong. I've been saying this since the beginning of the year. Every week that we go and play is going to be a championship game for us. And not only did it put us in a position to win a district championship, but it put us in a position mentally to understand that games are going to be tough and what we need to do to come out on top of games like that.
The original, when you and I first started talking about this about a week ago, you thought you might be going to Shreveport for this game.
Yeah.
But they wanted, what they do, want to charge you guys
Yeah,
an leg to go play over
they
there?
want to try to charge too much money to come down there. So we decided to go back to the same neutral site that we had last year.
Okay.
Which for us, it works out better because it's a shorter distance for us, a little bit longer distance for Texas High. But great facility.
Good
John
folks.
King and Longview ISD welcomes us there. And this year, we won't be the home team, we'll be the visiting team.
Okay, so you'll be on the visitor side. And you're really swapping spots because one of you is going to be at Trinity Mother Francis.
On Friday.
On Friday. So, that's just swapping out. No, they do a super job over there. And, again, that's a 2 o'clock game, which kind of, by the way, we talked about this. You played the Jacksonville game on a Saturday afternoon after moving it because of the weather. And we even said at the time, that might just
Help us out.
help you out to get
In the
ready,
long run.
get used to
And now
playing
here
on
we
a
go.
Saturday afternoon, right?
Now here we
Yeah.
go. First playoff
Right.
game on a Tuesday. On a Saturday at 2 o'clock.
This has been a strange weather year. You had a Monday night game, you've had a Saturday game. I mean, this has been, your guys have had to kind of overcome some adjust. They've had to do some adjusting this year.
That's
haven't
right.
they?
That's right. And that's good for them to get it done early so that mentally their capacity is ready for it later on during the season if it happens again.
This team you're playing, Texas High, are they more of a running team?
They're
than
more of a
passing
running team. And if you see the running back of that guy, he's a little bitty guy, but he runs big and he runs tough. Offensive line doing a great job creating seams for him to hit. And their quarterback, he know how to sling it to the guys out there on the perimeter.
Talk to me about some of the other. They beat Marshall, and Marshall beat Longview, and Longview beat Texas High. So it was kind of a round robin thing there. But to beat Marshall, Marshall's pretty good this year.
Marshall is a solid football team this year. They have put together a campaign and a team that I think should make a really good run in the playoffs.
Yeah. So. 5A football in East Texas. I mean, the Metroplex gets a lot of the love because a lot of the champions come out of that area. But East Texas 5A football, there's 2 districts in East Texas. Stack them up with just about anybody?
Anybody. And I believe that we'll come out on top with the style of players that we have in East Texas and the understanding of how to play football. Not just the glitz and the glamour, but, the nuts and the bolts of it.
Yeah, and so Texas High, just give me an idea defensively, what do they like to do?
Defensively, they got a great secondary. Them guys are doing a great job on the run and in the passing game. They're surrounding themselves with, and they're helping their linebackers out that don't play very steady during the season. But they have been put into some position to where they have come up on top and made some plays when they need to make.
And again, Texas High has a pedigree too. They won a state championship about 10 or 11 years ago, so they've been there, done that too. The playoffs, they expect to be where you guys are. They have the same expectation every year.
Year in and year out, they're expected to make it to the playoffs. They're expected to compete for a district championship. And if they keep doing and keep the direction that they're going in, they're going to continue to get better, and they're going to make deeper and deeper playoff runs.
We always talk about when it comes to JT state championships, but how do you keep them from not worrying about that and just worrying about
keep them focused on 1 week at a time?
Yeah.
That's our philosophy. We can't worry about what's going to happen, and we can't worry about what happened. We got to worry about what's going on right now. And right now, we're getting ready to go play Texas High.
All right, we always talk about this time every year. The Cujo thing came about while you were at John Tyler.
Yeah.
That all started back in those days.
That's right.
A Stephen King movie, right?
That's right.
So it's a tradition in John Tyler. You're going to let them wear the Cujo jerseys this week?
We started wearing the Cujo jerseys Monday practice.
Oh, really? Okay.
They wear the old Cujo jerseys to practice. All the varsity players wear the old Cujo jerseys to practice. Scout team guys.
You didn't wear them at NAC though the other night, did you?
No.
Okay, all right.
No, we don't wear the Cujo jerseys to the playoffs. And the scout team came out there in all black uniform. So we got guys out there that's gonna help us on the scout team get ready.
Okay.
They actually had their own practice period time to get ready to run Texas High offense, Texas High defense, and our guys out there in their Cujo jerseys ready for practice. And you get to see a little different version of the Cujo jersey this year.
In the game?
In the game against
Will
Texas
it have
High.
Cujo on it?
It have Cujo.
Okay, all right. So you're not going to tell us, you're going to have to be surprised when they come out there?
I'm going to see if anybody noticed the difference in them.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you're going to be, so we look for a new look on Saturday
Look for a
afternoon,
new look.
right? Okay.
Still the Cujo thing, but look for a new look on it.
How much fun is this right now?
It's fun. It's more fun to watch the kids get ready for it.
Yeah.
To see the preparation that they put forth now.
Yeah.
The little bit of extra effort that you've been trying to drag out of them all year.
Oh, yeah.
But now this time you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Because they give it to you from the jump.
Yeah, okay. Good luck. Should be fun Saturday.
It will be.
You can see the smile on his face. He's having fun. He's the coach. Imagine if you're a player and a fan. Again, JT is the visiting team on Saturday at 2 o'clock at Lobo Stadium in Longview against Texas High. It goes without saying, the Lions need and deserve your support as they start their run toward a state championship. For Coach Holmes and the Lions, go Cujo. Thanks for joining us.